Hello friends, I hope all of you are doing really well and I welcome you once again in my channel where we talk about the intricacies of civil services. We try to motivate ourselves for these dueling examinations. I hope you are liking this endeavor, you are liking the videos that I am making. Stay with me. Provide me with your valuable comments as well as suggestions regarding topics over which you want to see more videos, and I'll try to make them. Now, as promised, today's video is going to discuss on the topics of 5 essential qualities which all successful and efficient civil servants must possess. So without further ado, let's get into the discussion. What is the first and the most important quality that a civil servant must possess? The first and the most important quality is the right attitude. Let us imagine a scenario. Let us imagine that there is a large house, large building where 3 families live. Due to some unexpected or unforeseen events, what has happened is the sewage system of the building has got clogged. All the toilets are regurgitating and the sewage system needs cleaning immediately. It is creating a lot of hindrance to daily life, a lot of pollution is being created, and the situation, the environment is a little difficult to stay in. What does these 3 families who lives in that house, what would be their course of action? One group might think that they will try to hire somebody from outside who will come and clean their toilets, clean their sewage. It is a feasible option, but what if such people are not available? Family number 1 decides to leave the building. They have the necessary resources, they have the necessary avenues, means. So what they do is they leave the building, they leave the house and shift to a new house, new building. To hell with the old building where the sewage is getting clogged. Now family number 2, they also want to leave that house, want to leave that building. But unfortunately, they don't have the resources or the avenues to do so. So what do? They cannot clean the toilet themselves. They cannot move out of the house and settle to a new place. So what they do is they continue cursing everybody around in the vicinity. They curse their lives, they curse their neighbors, they curse everyone around them, and they simply go on cursing throughout the course of their life. These 2 categories or these 2 family groups are the majority people in our society. However, there is a minuscule minority of the 3rd family. What does this family do? They decide, okay, I don't have the avenues or means to leave the house. I don't find any help, people coming in to clean our toilet. So what do? I start cleaning the toilet myself. I start clearing the sewage system myself. In course of time I may not be successful, but I will at least try to make a positive effort and impact to at least try to do something about the clogged sewage system. If you have the attitude of this 3rd group of family, if you have the attitude of these people who doesn't wait for someone to come up and clean their mess, or doesn't want to leave their mess behind and run away to the comforts of a new building, of a new house, then this job, this civil service job is for you, for the table. You see, our society is filled with evil. Our society is filled with corruption. But we are a part of this society, and we ourselves have contributed to this corruption to a large extent. Now, if we run away from the society and start living in a different country, in a different place, in a different territory, the problem will not be solved. There is no guarantee that wherever you are relocating, there is no corruption. Secondly, if you stick to this place, stick to this country, stick to this society, and don't do anything about it, you continue to be a part of this corruption, then you are doing two things. You are not taking proper care about your life, your family members, your relatives or people who are dependent upon you. That is number one. And number two is you are indirectly promoting corruption. All the evil things, all the bad things that is happening in the society, a part of it is happening because of your silence. Because you are not doing anything about it. You see, charity does not change a society. To change a society, to bring positive changes to it, you need structural changes. And there is only one category of people who has the executive authority in their hand, constitutional mandate in their hand to bring about this change, and that is the civil servants. So the first important quality is to have the right attitude to bring about a positive change. I will not go away from this society. I will not turn my back towards this society. I will stay here. I will dedicate my life and try to make some positive impact. This should be the attitude of a civil servant. What is the second most important quality which one must possess? The second most important quality is accountability. Yes, accountability. To whom should one civil servant be accountable to? The job of the civil servant is being created according to the mandates of the Constitution. The Union Public Service Commission or the State Public Service Commission who recommends the candidates for this job, they are constitutional bodies. And from where does our Constitution gets its power, gets its mandate? Who are the source of the Constitution? The preamble of our Constitution starts with these lines. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So, the power or the mandate of the Constitution comes from the citizens, ordinary citizens of the country. A civil servant's accountability should not lie with any politicians, it should not lie with any influential businessmen or rich people, but it should lie with the ordinary citizens of this country, the people. If you are accountable to the people, obviously you will start having some amount of honesty as well as integrity in your job. This is the second most important property which a civil servant, a successful civil servant must possess. What then is the third most important property? The third most important property is the ability to learn, unlearn, as well as relearn. Learn, unlearn and relearn. You see, society around us, the world around us is changing at a very fast rate. Due to the advent of science and technology, due to social medias, due to globalization, the world is becoming into a small global village. Technologies are getting updated. With updation in technologies, we are also facing newer and more complicated challenges which were previously not heard of. 20 years back, somebody joining the civil services would not have worried much about the environmental challenges. Nowadays, someone joining the civil services has to worry every time about the environmental concerns, and that change is reflected in the civil services as the examinations, the joining examinations as well. If you look into the previous year's question papers of the UPSC or the WBCS, you will find a lot of questions nowadays are being asked from the environmental sections, from the sections of science and technology. Why? Because environment is creating the major challenges nowadays in our path to progress. The economical considerations which people used to think about, say 10-15 years back, people were more concerned regarding your balance of payment and your balance of trade. But nowadays, people are more concerned about sustainable development. The impact this development or increase in GDP is making or having on our environment. So the world is updating. We are having newer problems to tackle with or deal with. An IPS officer who could have joined the service say 20 years back, he would not have bothered much about the internet frauds that are taking place nowadays. So with advent or evolution of technology, we are having more challenges. Thus, a civil servant who is joining the service, if he believes that whatever I needed to study, I have already studied, I know all these theories, so that is about it. I don't need to learn anything new. Unfortunately, civil service is a process where you have to continue learning throughout your life, and you should have this quality to ability to learn first of all. Then if situation demands, you will unlearn whatever you had learned in the previous case, and you will relearn something more modern, more new to tackle the newer challenges, upcoming challenges which are coming in your path. You should not be shying away from this challenge of learning new things. Many times this happens with us. Somebody who has joined the service and is working for 10 years, more or less settled with his work life, with his family life. If something new comes to them and somebody asks them to learn, you need to learn this particular technology for software development or anything, there is a tendency of people from shying away. People do not want to leave their comfort zone. As a civil servant, if you want to be successful, you have to keep in mind that you always have to play outside your comfort zone. As the famous Aussie captain Steve Waugh wrote in his autobiography, the name of his autobiography is Out of My Comfort Zone, or Life Begins Out of Your Comfort Zone. So for civil servants, you always have to play out of your comfort zone to be successful. What about the fourth most important quality or property which a successful civil servant must have? The fourth property is patience. Patience to persevere. You see, changes does not take place overnight. Even for a child to born, it takes 9 months of labor. So if you expect that overnight your world, your society is going to change, you are making a fool of yourself. Civil servant or the civil services examinations also take into consideration this patience. Generally, these examinations take a long time to get completed. If you consider UPSC, the entire process of this examination will take place approximately 10 to 11 months for publication of the final result. There is a high probability that you won't be able to crack the examination in the first attempt. If it is so, then you will have to sit for the second attempt. That adds another 1 year to it, to your preparation, to your perseverance. For the state service examinations, the challenges get bigger. From the preliminary examination that you appear, and from that time for the publication of the final results, it will take approximately 2 years for the state civil service commissions. So it is nothing but a test of your patience. How patient are you? Do you keep yourselves on the track, or do you wither away? Do you get deviated from your path? As a civil servant, as I have said, any government project get its clearation to apply the plans, projects in your jurisdiction, it is not easy. Even to acquire a plot of land, government has to go through a lot of legal and legislative processes. So things does not happen overnight. And if you are expecting that things will happen at the speed of a rocket, then you are making a fool of yourself. You will get frustrated with the job, and at one point of time you will believe, or you will start to feel that you are not making any worthy effort or worthy impact in the society. So it is important to have patience. With time things will get better. This belief has to be there in you. What about the fifth important property or quality that one must possess? The fifth most important property is the belief. Belief, hope that things will be better tomorrow. I will make an impact and I can make some positive change towards my society. Yes, the world is not a bed of roses. It is full of thorns. Tomorrow, the world may not be a bed of roses, but the number of thorns present in the bed might get reduced slightly. If I can contribute that much, that would be enough. There are thousands of people like us who are willing to make sacrifices to bring about changes in the society. If all of us work together, little by little, the number of thorns might start reducing from the bed, and a time might come when the bed might be free of all these thorns. Ultimately, you will use the bed to sleep. So whether there is roses in the bed or your tube roses, it does not really matter. As long as you are able to clear the thorns, you are doing a good job. So the belief that you have the power and the belief that world will be better tomorrow, the society will be better than that it is today, environment will be sustainable, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow. This belief will drive you towards success. There might be many other essential qualities which one must possess. You might also come up with many important properties which you think that a civil servant must possess to be successful. If you think about any other property apart from these 5 that I have mentioned, you please write them down in the comment section of this video. I'll be more than willing to look into your comments. But these 5, according to me, are the essential qualities to be successful as a civil servant. In my next video, I'll be bringing you the details about the syllabus of different competitive examinations related to civil services. I will focus on UPSC examinations. I will have a detailed discussion regarding the scheme of the examination, what is the syllabus, how to go about it later on. I will also focus on the scheme of the examinations as well as the syllabus of the WBCS, of the state PCS examinations as well. I am looking forward to your cooperation. I believe that these videos will be helpful for your government job preparations. Stay tuned, stay with me, view my videos, give your comments. Please like them, share them and subscribe them. I am coming back with a new video on the schemes and syllabus of civil services examinations very shortly. Till then, take care.